putting it up now. That's the one thing about Revell boxes. I'm a bit fussy. They're not quite like other model makers. Haskell, Tamiya. It's got like it's almost like a opening like a board game or something. I like when the lid lifts off the top because I actually use it as a workspace. So stick some parts into the top of it, and this is just a little bit trickier for the way I build. But that was a bit of a turn off before. I'm not mad on the packaging, but anyway. So first in the very top, here we have the basic body. You can see without any accessories, like no roof, no back door, no sliding door, there's no front grille in it. Now initially I have to say the plastic feels really nice, really good quality, really durable. So that's good, and all the little grooves and marks seem to be in it. It's nice. There's loads of little bits and pieces I can see that need to be. So what I would do with them is with my little snips, my little model snips, take them off gently and then just sand away any remainder. There's loads of little bits and pieces on it, but in general it feels really good, really sturdy. I like the look of it already instead. So let's have a look. So we whip out all the plastic bag, take all the bits out. It's always an interesting time when you're opening a model because I don't know, it's the start of seeing it come together. So oh yeah, again, plastic seems quite nice. I can see in the roof part like the fabric-y bit. It's like looks like a vinyl. It's cool. Like it's just plastic, but it's just some nice little moulding in it to make it look like vinyl. Roof section, all the interior kitchen section is there with like a little wood grain in it. So when you paint it, it will have that little wood grain. As I am a camper myself, it's nice to see some of those little details. I like it a lot. Here we have the floor of the chassis, springs. Okay, so all over it I can see it does need like little bits of deburring, sanding, just to make it nice. So if you're starting out, it's all those little bits that are going to help you. Like take your time at the start. It's lovely to look through the instructions, take the stuff in and out of the box a few times. I like to sit with it for a while and just see how it's going to come together. I don't just plow in like so make sure all the bits are there's nothing damaged or anything. Check. Yeah, there's loads of little bits of plastic hanging off, so just need to sand that down and take it away before we paint it or prepare it. Get it in as good condition as you can. You don't have to spend too much time. Once you've located where the bits are, just get a little like a little sand stick or a little kind of even your little blade. You might be able to just trim them off. They seem pretty like light. Wheel seats, the back door with you can see there's little Volkswagen print on the back. It looks lovely. And then we've got the clear plastic section here for lights and windows. And oh yeah, the inner there for where the seats will sit, the kitchen will sit, and then underneath, which I've noticed as well, on some of the underneath section, there's little bits of like rough burring to mimic like the old steel. I think it was coated for like an anti-rust coating or something. So very nice detail, and this is like a level 3. So Revell seem to grade their kits 1 to 5. So snap together easy stuff will be 1, and up to 5 will be for quite experienced model makers, like maybe 100 to 200 parts or something. So this is only a level 3, which is right in the middle. But for me, I'm very happy with the way it looks and feels. Yeah, like I think it's gonna paint well. I think it's gonna all the parts. I'm happy with it. Really happy with it. So what do we do next is find the instructions, find the build instructions. So the decals are there, water slide decals. So what they have to do is they have to go in tepid water for I don't know 10 to 20 seconds, something like that. It's always a bit longer than they say, I think. And then they will, so you cut each one out individually, and at the time you're doing them, and you pop them in, let them, and what they'll do is they'll slide away from the backing, and you place them where they need to go, and you can kind of move them up, down, left, right with a wet finger or a cotton bud, and then once they're in place, just gently like kind of press out the excess of water with a little cloth or something. We'll talk about that in a later video. But here's the instructions. So again, first time with Revell instructions, but printed in Poland, 2010, copyright 2010. So this has been out a while, this kit. So that's pretty cool. Plenty of pages in it. And it's more like a book style. A lot of good ones are like a kind of accordion style or something, or a multi-fold. So this is I don't have Revell paints, and I'm not going to buy Revell paints. I use Tamiya acrylic. So I'm just going to best match up what I can. Silver metallic, like I'm just going to use chrome, maybe aluminium. We have aluminium in Tamiya. Black, white, gloss black, middle grey and light grey. I have most of them anyway. I'm just going to make it work. Beige, I was looking for beige in Tamiya and I didn't see beige. I got buff. I don't know how close it is. Like, look, you can be fussy about them, or you can kind of just build the personal taste. If it looks right to you, you're the one that's going to have it on your shelf. And like, that's like, I don't really care if it's not even the body colour. So on the box of this, it's a white, and it looks cool and white. I was going to do it that, but I got a real cool Tamiya colour. It's from Leighton House Formula 1 car. I think it's called coral green. It looks cool. Now I have never used it before on a model, but from the internet it looks deadly. So I'm thinking of doing the body in that coral green, and then the roof section in white. So it's kind of like a fun surf bus kind of colour. And then what I will do is go through the building I'd sit down with this booklet and I'd mark out with a pen, because they're coded, colours are coded. So Tamiya stuff might be XF1, XF2, XF3. That's for flat colours, or X1, X2, X3 for gloss colours. So when you go through a booklet, it will just say paint this part XF2, paint this part X1. So it's just easier for me to go through them where it says that, just correlate it back to the colours that it actually wants to be. So I would write in, literally write white, light grey, write it into the instructions. I'd highlight little areas where decals have to go, like say they have to go on the dashboard before you close it all up. I would just highlight that. If there's a part of the build you have to do before another part, obviously, just like I said there, I would just highlight it and put a circle around it or something. Maybe parts that don't have to be glued, because when you're in a groove, sometimes you might glue something that's not supposed to be glued. Like there's a sliding door on the side of this, so just loads of little bits like that. So sit with it, go through it, make sure you see this is where this goes, and I would look back and see, okay, I'm just looking at the bumpers here because they're probably going to be like a flat matte black. So I just have a look at them, see how they're going to work out. I don't know, like I don't have a matte black spray, so they're going to be painted. I hope they look semi-realistic by the time they're done. But I have to say, all in all, for my first Revell opening, I'm really happy with it. And if this is a thing, I would probably look at getting more Revells in the future. I'm not sure about their selection. A lot of road cars, but they're kind of they wouldn't be to my taste. But they do have a few campers and a few racing cars like 911s and things that look promising. So after seeing this, I would definitely get another Revell. Well, once it goes together, alright. So we'll talk through this build, and we'll have more videos coming up. You can follow it. If you need any things answered, get in touch with me down below. Yeah, like we're only getting into this, but I want to share the passion of building. It's such a good therapy. At the moment, it's been so good over the last few months with having to be at home and set a little desk up with a little like it's like a workstation, but it wasn't expensive to set up. But I love it because it's my little go-to place. Has a nice, it's well lit. I can see where all my paints are and all my sprays are. So I love it. Just over there. We'll have a look at it another time. But if you're feeling like you want to go back into model making, or you want to start model making, sure. Like there's loads of things on YouTube where you can pick up tips. But if you want to follow me on this build, I won't be getting too intricate. Let's just get moving. You know, it's a journey. The build is the fun. Like, having on yourself is a reward, but the build is where all the fun is, and where like the stress is, and the learning, and that's the cool bit. So whatever comes of it, if you want to paint it whatever colour you want, who cares? Like, you know. So let's come along with me on the build, and thanks for watching.